Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Harakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to you, fellow elect Akim, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth. All right. Waking up the rest of the elect so Yahweh Shai could return and save us up on out of this wicked world, man. All right. I'm gonna show you these two TikToks, man. All right, because they're related to each other. It's on topic, and the topic of this video is that, hey, man, America, it's only gonna get worse and worse and worse, man. And us men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai have been telling you these things for decades. All right, we told you, all right, before 2020, all right, for this whole time, all right, that America is gonna get hit with hard times, okay, before 2020, all right, during 2020, and then during right after 2020 happened, things went back to normal, and the store the grocery stores were stocked back up, the gas prices went down again, everything was all good for a couple years, and then bang, this war, we told you, hey, it's going to get worse, the famines, the plagues, the hard times, inflation is going to come back, shutdown is going to come back, and whatnot, all right, and etc., but it's going to be worse this next time, and we're going into those times, man, all right, okay, gas prices are going up, all right, and they're going to stay up, they're not going back down. Okay, they're going to stay expensive, and it's only going to get worse and worse, more expensive, man. And not just gas, but the cost of living and just living in America, all right? Existing in America is going to get worse and worse, and it's not going to get any better, okay? Until the Lord, our Lord and Savior, our big brother, Yahweh Shai, returns and saves us, hopeful elect, out of this world, man, this wicked kingdom, okay? Out of the destruction of America coming to America, all right? Okay, all right, and these TikToks, that I'm gonna show you, all right, is gonna prove to you that what we've been saying, that, hey, it's gonna get worse. High gas prices, higher cost of living, all right, grocery stores not being stocked up, the grinding shall cease in Egypt, like the scriptures say. There shall be no more work in Egypt. All right, like the things that the men of GMS have been prophesying to you about all these years, man. All right, it's going to come back and it's going to stay worse and worse. All right, and these two TikToks is going to prove that to you, man. That it's not going to get any better again, man. Okay, for America. Okay, so I'm going to show you these two TikToks and I'm going to bring out some precepts. Okay.
Iran already closed the Strait of Hormuz. Now they're threatening to close the world's other critical oil route. Here's what happens if both are blocked at the same time. The second route is called the Bab el-Mandeb, a narrow 18-mile waterway between Yemen and Africa. Every ship traveling between Asia and Europe passes through it to reach the Suez Canal. Iran doesn't control it directly, but the Houthis in Yemen do, and the Houthis answer to Iran. Iran has already...
You hear that, man? These guys, Yemen, all right, they answer to Iran, all right, and they could easily shut that shit down, man, all right, and that's going to affect all of Europe, all right, over here to the top left corner of your screen, all right, because they get oil, all right, going through this strait, right, through there, man, okay, through this whole waterway, and if that's shut down, they're going to have to go all the way through Africa, which is going to cost more money and more time, and it's going to slow things that shut things down and slow things down in Europe. All right, our allies, which is going to piss off, which is going to make them even more pissed off and mad at America, and that's prophecy. All right, the 10 horns shall hate the whore, man. All right, they're going to be mad at America and side with these other nations because America and Israel are the ones that started all this shit, man. All right, they made Iran do these, want to do these things. All right, shut these straits down, okay?
Already warned, if the U.S. makes another move, the Bab el-Mandeb is next. So what happens if both close? The Suez Canal becomes completely useless. Egypt loses its biggest source of income overnight, and every ship between Asia and Europe has one option left. Go around the entire continent of Africa, the Cape of Good Hope route. That adds 10 to 18 extra days to every single journey. The world's 3 biggest shipping companies are already rerouting vessels around Africa just in case. And here's where you feel it. Longer journeys mean higher costs. Higher costs mean more expensive products. Everything gets pricier. The Strait of Hormuz carries 20% of the world's oil. The Bab el-Mandeb carries 12% of global trade. Iran now controls one and has its hand on the other. Iran already closed the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, man. America and Israel, they're just putting their foot down their mouth, man, like some dumbasses. Like, hey, the scripture says, shall there, be any more wisdom in Teman? These Edomites, the so-called white man, and the Americans in Israel, hey, they're acting like some dumbasses, man. All right, these things that they're starting, they're just making it worse upon themselves, man. All right, because they don't want to cease fire. They want to control Iran. They want to take over the Persians, Iran and whatnot, man. And they're gonna just fail. Okay, they're not gonna be successful. All right.
For the
Now they're
Slovakia. And here's the next video.
congratulations, Iran won the war. The war is over. I'm gonna explain to you.
All right. The war is not over. All right. And no one's going to win this war. All right. This war is going to destroy all you heathens and put all you heathens, all right, non-Israelites under the Israelites' feet. You're going to end up being slaves. That's going to be the result of World War III, the destruction of America and the Lord returning and turning his elect men into immortals. All right. And we're going to rule the whole world and put you heathens under subjection and build up our kingdom of heaven. Okay.
U.S. bombs Iran's oil export hub, raising pressure over strait. So basically, Donald Trump, the stupid Donald Trump, bombed this island, this little island that has oil. This is basically Iran's major oil terminal, but they have also a navy or an army here. So what Trump did is that he bombed the army, but he didn't bomb the oil terminals and the refineries. And the reason he didn't do it is because he was telling the Iranian government that if you don't reopen the Strait of Hormuz, I'm going to bomb your oil terminals. What is Iran going to do when Donald Trump bombs the oil terminal in Kharj, this island, Kharj Island? What's going to happen is that Iran is going to bomb the oil terminals of GCC countries, Iraq, Kuwait, Bahrain, UAE, Oman, and Saudi Arabia, 6 countries. And Iran can do it in less than 3 days. I would say in 1 day, actually, if they want to do it. And this is where not even a nuclear bomb can help United States. Even if they nuke Iran, it's not going to help United States. It's not going to help Europe. Europe is going to collapse. So will United States, economically speaking, because it's going to take at least 6 months to 2 years to rebuild those oil terminals. If you think shutting down the Strait of Hormuz is bad, wait until Iran bombs the oil terminals. And Arabs, the reason Arab countries are not with. So what's going to happen is that Iran is going to bomb the oil terminals. That's at least 6 months of reconstruction. So shutting down the Strait of Hormuz means nothing compared to bombing the oil terminals in those 6 countries. If Saddam Hussein knew that, he would still be in power. But he didn't know that. Instead, what he did, he burned the oil fields, which requires a lot of work and a lot of effort. But sending a bunch of Shahed drones to oil terminals is a piece of cake. So this is the Persian Gulf, and these are the oil terminals. All these oil terminals are here. Imagine if it takes Iran to send missiles to Israel in 6 minutes, it's going to take them like 30 seconds to reach the oil terminals. After Iran destroyed all the radars that are built in UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, they just bombed the shit out of them. They're blind. In Israel, they're blind. They don't see these missiles coming anymore. They don't have 6-minute head advantage anymore. They got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds from the time you hear the siren to the minute to the second that the missile hits the ground is 30 seconds now from 6 minutes. And that's the best thing they got. They had 6 seconds, 6 minutes. Once Iran bombs the oil terminals, the lights are out. 6 months to 1 year. The Strait of Hormuz have been closed for 15 days. 15 days. And there is no coming back from that. Those 15 days are gone. You cannot compensate for it. It's like if you're living paycheck to paycheck and the world economy, Europe and United States, they are living paycheck to paycheck. That means that that's it. You missed the monthly payment, you missed your rent, you missed your mortgage. You're gonna get kicked out. You're gonna become homeless basically. And there's no coming back from that.
And remember, hey, it's illegal to be homeless here in America, man. You know, Donald Trump is rounding homeless people up and throwing them in these concentration camps outside and sometimes inside America, man. Doing all types of who knows what in those camps, man. To these people, man. There's all types of stories. Hey, what is it called? The butterfly, Blue Lotus camps or whatever, where they separate the young underage girls from these families that go in there. All right, and they do all types of manners of, you know, graping, to those girls, man. All right, yeah, look it up, man. I think it's called Blue Lotus camps. All right, facilities or whatever, or Blue Butterfly or something, blue something, Blue Flower. I don't know, I forgot, but yeah, that's what's going on in America, and that's it's illegal to be homeless in America, and almost 75% of the people in America are living paycheck to paycheck, and then this is it's only gonna get worse, man. All right, the Strait of Hormuz is shut down, and then this strait down here is gonna be shut down. All right, it could easily be shut down. Iran has the ability to shut it down, man. All right, and they could also destroy these oil terminals. All right, they already hit the military bases around this place. They have complete control of this place, and Trump in America and Israel, they keep fucking with them, man, as if Iran doesn't have the ability to totally dismantle the whole system over here in the West, and Europe, and these European countries are already mad at America and Israel for starting this shit, because it's affecting them, and it could easily affect them even worse, and that gives them even more reason to hate America, like the scriptures say that they would, and it's already shitty here living in America, expensive, and it's only gonna get even more expensive, because Trump wants to send troops. He said the draft is not off the table. It's not off the table. All right, which means, he's, they're willing to continue the war, put troops down over there in that place in the Middle East. All right. They already have the Kurds attacking Iran, and the Kurds might just side with Iran eventually. All these Arab nations might just side with Iran and stop, get tired of Iran attacking them and be like, fuck it, let's just side with Iran. Fuck America, man. Look what America and Israel, have us doing, man. Last year, I believe, or 2 years ago, there was a Arab, Middle East Arab, NATO talks, alliance. All these Arab countries were sat together, Iran and all these other countries, Syria, United Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Okay, Pakistan, they all sat together. Or like, Egypt, they're all like, you know what, let's, hey, we might get together, and join together, Let's think about it. That was a year or two ago, man, And it looks like that could possibly happen, man. And hey, man, this war is only going to get worse. It's not going to end until the Lord returns, all right? Like this guy says, Iran won the war. No, Iran didn't win the war. Nor is this war over. This war is going to get worse and worse, okay? None of these countries are going to win this war. This war is going to destroy themselves, okay? This war is going to get nuclear at, big bombs. Just, the little bombs are the ones being shot right now, man. You're just seeing the little tiny bombs, all right? We haven't seen the big bombs yet, man. These countries got big bombs, and they're going to be shot from the ends of the earth like the scriptures say, all right? Hitting each other, okay? America's going to be turned into a lake of fire, all right? Like the scriptures say it would, okay? In the presence of the holy angels and the Lamb. That ain't talking about in hell. That's talking about, on earth. Talking about America, all right, being destroyed in the presence of Yahushua and the holy saints, the elect. We're going to be watching America be destroyed, from the chariots, the windows of the chariots, the sea of glass mingle with fire, okay? That's what this is leading to. That's going to be the result of this place, of this war.
The oil is now hitting $100 barrel, and it's going to get worse. So as far as I'm concerned, Iran won the war. The war is over. But in order for the West and United States to feel the pain, they need to keep that Strait of Hormuz closed so that you pay $8 a gallon instead of $3, or $16 a gallon instead of. And then when you go to grocery store to buy food, you're also going to pay twice as much for everything.
Yeah, we're already paying twice as much, man. Before this shit was closed. People are already struggling. Now who says Iran's going to open this shit back up? America's only pissing off Iran more and more. America and Israel are not giving Iran any reason to open this straight back up. So it's only going to get worse here in America, man.
Like I said, I declare the war is over. Iran won the war. But some people are too arrogant to accept that.
Yeah, he's right about that last part. A lot of arrogant people. Proud ass America. All right. So I want to bring out some precepts and I'm going to end it off, man. I really hit the point with me roughly paraphrasing. 2 Ezra 16:21 it says, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth. All right, victuals is talking about like, what I did today, when grocery shopping, not grocery shop, but buy some things at Walmart, Buy me a $1, sparkling mango flavored drink. It was cool, it was healthy ingredients, nothing bad, real sugar, real flavors, sparkling, it was $1 for a little can. Shoot, that hit the spot, that was $1. I'm like, damn, that was a good bang for my buck, man. All right. So, hey, we're right now, hey, we're able to buy groceries, buy things, gas, for good prices right now, man. All right. But it's not going to be like that forever. Very soon, things are going to be more and more and more expensive. It's only going to get worse and worse. It's not going to go back to normal. Like after 2020, like everything went back to normal. It's going to get worse this time, man. And I just showed you some evidence of how it's going to stay worse, Trump in America is still fucking with Iran. All right. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth that they should think themselves to be in good case. All right. These people think, they're not even worried. I mean, they're worried, but, they ain't tripping. Because, hey, they could still go to the store and buy some $2 Coca-Cola, man. All right. still fill up their gas tank, you know, for, you know, a decent price. It's still expensive, but hey, all right. People could still go buy stuff, man. So they think there's, you know, it's not that bad. It says, and even then shall evils grow upon earth. It says, and even then shall evils grow upon earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion, man. Okay? So it's only going to get worse, all right? Even though things are cheap right now, it's going to get worse. And ain't going to be that like that forever. And nor is it going to go back to that, Lord willing. Because fuck this place, man. We don't want to extend. We're not looking to forward our life in this kingdom, man. We're here to, you know, we're just, you know, able, you know, transitionary, you know, transitory, all right? This is all a means to the end, to an end of this world, all right? We seek a kingdom, an everlasting kingdom, you know, right? The kingdom to come, okay? Where dwelleth righteousness, you know? 2 Ezra 16:14, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. And the Lord is sending these bad times, these plagues, all right, evil things upon earth, all right? And they're not going to return. They're not going to turn back. They're not going to, you know, go away. It's only going to get worse, okay? If some of those plagues is going to be expensive living, all right? Things costing way much more than it should be, all right? Because of war, because the Lord is making it happen by way of these heathen countries being mad at each other, starting shit, you know? Matthew 24:21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And that's what we're stepping into now. All right. Great tribulation. Horrible times. All right. Where you're going to go to the store, and the store shelves are going to be almost damn near empty. And whatever you do find in the store, you know, it's going to be $100 or $1,000, and you only have $5. A bag of chips for $1,000 plus, you know. And you only have $5, you know, because, you know, nobody's making money no more, you know. What are you going to do then in those times? That's the times that we're stepping into, if you want to believe it or not, okay? It's going to get that bad here, okay? Jeremiah 30:7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, all right? So we're going into a great time, and it's not going to be a beautiful time, okay? That it says that none is like it. So we're going into times that this world has never seen before. Jacob's trouble, not Jacob's good time. Or no, Jacob's trouble. You know. So hey, the world is going to get worse and worse on a level that this world has never seen before. Okay. Jeremiah 51:9, it says, we have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go, everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Okay. In America, this is talking about America and Israel, man, specifically America right now. All right. It's hurt. It's injured, you know. And it's only going to get worse. And it's really injuring itself, because it's you know, Donald Trump and these dumbass Edomites, so-called white people in power of America and Israel, you know, they're starting war, you know, with Iran and these eastern countries, man, specifically Iran right now, you know. And Iran is stepping up to the plate and defending themselves, all right. And America just cannot accept defeat, you know. They have to defend Israel, you know, because it's really Israel that started this. When they're dragging America in it, because America and Israel are basically the same thing, man. All right, they're just two different places. Jeremiah 49:7, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is there wisdom vanished? And yes, it is. It has been. There's no more wisdom. All right. In Esau, the so-called white man. You know, they're all making dumbass decisions now, man. They're acting like their old self, all right? When they lived in the caves with clubs, you know, all right, grunting, all right, you know, just cavemen, all right? They're acting like that now, making bonehead decisions, all right? They're blinded by their pride. You know, how dare these Iranians, you know, do this to us? We can't let them, you know, beat us. You know, begging for a ceasefire, but at the same time, they're still bombing Iran, and Iran's like, well, what the hell's wrong with you, man? We could easily dismantle your whole everything, man. All right, I mean everything, and that's what they're gonna do. All right, because Trump wants to send troops over there, man. They are not leaving. They are. How do you say it? They are considering the draft. It's not off the table. All right. You know, and it's only going to get worse here for you Americans. All right. And hey, the draft is going to come, and you're eventually going to have to die over there for these P-file people and these Epstein files, man. All these elites throughout the whole world are in those files. Okay. And you're going to have to go die for a country that's, you know, in those files, man. Okay? So I hope those edifying